News and supermarkets being stripped bare. Look at that as Americans prepare for the spread of coronavirus. Shoppers stocking up on medications and buying non-perishable items. Joining us now is nutritionist Shari Bookvar, informing us on what foods are important to buy as you're preparing for a potential
First of all,
quarantine.
that's overkill, right?
Yeah,
you think,
I think we should all be prepared in case of an emergency.
Always.
Always. So you should always have extra food on hand. But I think that the difference here now is that if you're going to be in for 2 to 4 weeks, what do you need to have available? So there are typical, you want to buy pasta and water and things like that. But from my standpoint, from a nutritional value, is you want to get a bigger bang in terms of what you're buying. So for example, if you're going to buy pasta, you should also buy the bean and lentil-based ones. So they're higher in protein and higher in fiber. If you're going to buy baking mixes, you want to buy ones that are fortified with whey protein or other types of protein. So this way, if you're stuck in the house, you're at least getting a better source of nutrition.
The yuppified versions of the old staples.
Well, that brings to mind protein powder.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you may have that in your house already, which is wonderful. But these are other ways of maybe for families if you're baking and getting foods in. Let's not forget about jerky. So there are some natural turkey jerky, salmon jerky, grass-fed beef jerky.
So true.
It's shelf-stable. You can make little cracker sandwiches if you wanted to, if you have condiments in your house. Don't forget about soups, or I like box soups because they tend to taste better, but you can always put a can of tuna or a can of chicken along with a can of vegetables into soup and make that a complete meal. One of the other things is the boxed milks are flying off the shelves, but if you think about the little mini single serves, those don't have to be refrigerated, so you could just take them as needed in case you're without electricity. So there are just, there are a lot of other ways, and of course power bars and protein bars.
There's also powdered milk too.
Yes, of course. How we used to have is
Carnation, a staple, of baking for the holidays.
That's right.
All right, makes sense. I think that's some good advice there. And adults who drink at least one sugary beverage a day have greater risk for developing dyslipidemia, and the higher levels of unhealthy fat can raise your cholesterol, increasing risk of heart disease. So the headline here is it doesn't take a lot of sugary soda to really foul things up inside.
Let's define dyslipidemia, please,
so
first.
they looked at cholesterol levels as well as the effect on HDL, which is your good cholesterol. So what they found is they looked at data of over 6,000 people over the course of a little over 12 years. And what they found is that people who drank sugary beverages, including soda and fruit-flavored drinks, they found that if they were drinking 12 or more ounces, that they had a higher, about 53% higher risk of cholesterol levels and 98% for HDLs, which was the lower, is that it would be lower. So the interesting thing is that we know that sugar's effect on, I'm sorry, I actually need to correct myself. It wasn't on cholesterol, it was on triglycerides.
Triglycerides, okay.
Yeah, I am so sorry. So it was on triglycerides. So
we
know that sugar's effect on triglycerides. It was interesting to see that cholesterol levels increased with drinking the sugary beverages. So I'm sorry, when they were talking about hyperlipidemia, it was not total cholesterol.
But let's just be clear here, because it's not only just sugar. We're talking corn syrup, honey, malt, sugar, molasses, corn sweetener, things that end in fructose.
That is correct.
Those are the sneaky things.
That's right. So they looked at those sugar-based drinks, and that's what they found. They did. This was not based on 100% fruit juice.
Right.
It looked more at the sugar. It was added sugar that went into beverages that they found a difference on the triglycerides and HDL.
Everyone's getting the message on that stuff. Cutting that out big time. All right.
Nutritionist Shari Bookvar.
We appreciate it.
Follow her on Instagram.
That's right. All right. Well, plug. Forecasters say